This is Dallin Hardy of Hardy Boy Adventures. I'm right here at the trailhead at Wheeler Creek Trail, and I'm going to check this one out. I'm new to winter hiking. I've been hiking for the past 2 or 3 years. I'm really getting into it. I absolutely love the idea of hiking year-round, and I'm not an expert into winter hiking. In fact, I'm very new to it. So I'm going to check it out, see how it goes. I've been doing a lot of research, and I'll let you know how it all turns out. The Wheeler Creek Trail is one of my all-time favorites. It's really easy, it's fairly level to go through, and since I'm new at hiking during the winter time, I thought this would be a great one to try out. And also, depending on the conditions, it's 20 degrees. It's pretty cold out here, and depending on how the snow is and how the trail is, I'm going to at least go on Wheeler Creek Trail, and I'm going to see if I can make it all the way around to the Art Nord trailhead, make my way around that. There's this hill at the end to make it a nice little loop to go around, and then make my way back. If I'm able to do that, that's about 5 or 6 mile. It's about a 5 or 6 mile hike. I'll give you the finalized details at the end, with the length and the duration of the hike, so on and so forth. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. To get to Wheeler Creek Trail, I am traveling northbound on I-15, and I'm going to take exit 344 to get onto 12th Street in Ogden. So now that I got off the freeway, I'm just going to turn right, which is eastbound on 12th Street, and go for a few miles until it takes me to Ogden Canyon. Okay, so now I am about to enter the canyon, and this is a great time to talk about some of the other trails that are around here. So on the left-hand side, coming up, there is a great trail, Bonneville Shoreline Trail, starting on 12th Street, heading north, and it goes quite a ways, about 6 miles. That's a fun one along the base of the mountain. Then on the right, there's the Ogden River Parkway that starts around the Dinosaur Park. And then there's also Rainbow Gardens, where quite a few trails will begin. There's a great little family trail called Birdsong Trail that starts out of Rainbow Gardens. You can also get back onto the Bonneville Shoreline Trail heading south from Rainbow Gardens. And then you can enter this whole entire trailhead system that is along the base of the mountain here, just south of 12th Street, and there's just so much hiking to be done there. So here I am entering Ogden Canyon. Okay, right here on the right is the trailhead for Indian Trail. You can see that sign there. You can also see the Smokey the Bear sign. This is where you get into the parking lot. This is where you can enter Indian Trail. Also, Coldwater Canyon Trail splits off from Indian Trail. The Indian Trail will continue on, and it doesn't really stop. It just keeps going all the way along the Bonneville Shoreline Trail. It will connect with that, and you can head south from there. It's a really neat trail system network there. Okay, so I'm leaving Ogden Canyon, and I'm approaching the Wheeler Creek Trailhead. It's coming up here on the right. And you don't have a lot of time. So here it is, turning off. You want to be careful turning off. There's usually quite a few people behind you. There is parking down below, and if that's full, there's parking up here. I'm going to check it out down below and see how that looks. Slippery. Okay, it looks like there is plenty of parking down here. And I like to pull off to the side as much as I can and give other people space so that they can come in and park and turn around if they need to. Now, one of the first things that I want to mention is, what's at the trailhead. So there's not a lot here. There's parking. It's very well laid out. So just for my truck right over here, if we pan around, you can see the trailhead, and if I'll just walk backwards here and you can follow me. So it's very easy to find. Okay, so there are no restrooms here at the trailhead. There's a gate. I'm trying to think of any other amenities here. No running water. So it is pretty basic, but I like how it is laid out as far as the information that is here. That makes it really nice. I'm a little ways into the trail, and the trail's fantastic. The snow is well packed down. It's well traveled. There's been quite a few people on here. I've even seen some mountain bike trails, which really surprises me. There's some really adventurous mountain bikers that are just diehards. Some skiing, cross-country skiing, and you can see in the background how beautiful this trail is. Right in the middle of the canyon, just gorgeous. Beautiful scenery here. So the little mountain that you see behind me has this triangular shape. So I'm going to hike towards that mountain, and then as I get closer to the base of it, I'm going to turn east and go up what is called the east fork of Wheeler Creek, and then that will take me to Art North Trailhead, and then I'm going to cut west from there around the mountain, then I'll come up the other side. Alright, here's a neat spot. This is where the creek actually goes under this tunnel underneath the trail. So let's check it out a little bit. Follow me here, if you will. I'll try not to fall down. You can go in a little ways, and there you can see the tunnel. Pretty fun to check out. It's a really beautiful spot if you can see it. Let me turn the camera this way. This is absolutely amazing. I'm 1.3 miles into the hike, and I'm at this fork in the road. One fork will go east, which goes down the east fork of Wheeler Creek, and then the other trail will go west, southwest, and that goes down the middle fork of Wheeler Creek. And as you can see here with this sign, this the west hand side of the trail, or the west hand trail, that will go to Icebox Canyon, as well as being Wheeler Creek Trail, and then the east left hand trail going south will go to the Art North Trailhead, and that's where I'm going to go in order to get around this triangular shaped mountain in order to create this loop. And then I'll come back from Icebox Canyon from this as you can see here, this portion of the trail. Let's see, now you can see it. I'm going to come back this direction, go back the way I came. Alright, so I'm about a couple miles into the hike, and I've come up to this no overnight camping sign, and it's at this point that I'm going to head, let's see, southwest in this fork. You could go straight for a little far longer. There's some information about trails, trailheads. In the distance, you can see there in the background, there are some restrooms, although I have no idea if they're open at this time of the year or not. So I'm going to head down this way, and then I'm going to cross the bridge that you can see in the background over there, and then head west to the back side of the mountain that I was looking at earlier, and then I'll head back on the loop. I'm going to finish talking about the hike in my truck because about halfway through the hike, my phone literally just froze. Not just, digitally froze up because of the software. No, it froze. It was so cold out there. And so I couldn't do any more recordings about the trail. So I feel remiss about that, but I'm back in the truck. I'm quite wet. Like I said, I'm still learning about this winter hiking and the whole layering process. So I had my layers, my wicking shirt and my fleece middle, and then I had my shell, but I still soaked all the way through. I mean, I felt warm the whole time. So I took the fleece jacket off, the outer shell off, and now I'm here in my truck warming up, drying out. But overall, I had an excellent time. That was an amazing hike. The snow was packed. I wasn't sure about how that would work, how deep the snow was, if I'd be what I've learned, I think it's called fence posting, where you stick your foot into the snow and it goes down a good foot and a half, maybe 2 feet, and you're just trudging through the snow. That's no fun. I would just turn around. But the snow is packed down through all the trail runners, hikers, snowshoers, and even mountain bikers. I had a guy on a mountain bike pass me, which just was surreal. So let me pick up where I left off. So right as I got to the Art Nord trailhead, or almost to the Art Nord trailhead, that's when my camera froze. And so I took a right, went west, and across the bridge. In fact, there's a couple bridges, and I went down that trail, and it starts to switch back and forth, zigzag, and it gets to the point where you're questioning yourself. It's like, am I on the right trail? Because you start to go back east quite a ways, as if you're going back to the East Fork, but just keep on that trail, you're doing fine. You'll eventually turn back west and follow the base of that triangular mountain, the southern base of that mountain, and it will go to another juncture where you can either go back to the Art Nord trailhead using a parallel route along the road or near the road, or to go to Icebox Canyon. So when you see that marker, go to Icebox Canyon, and that's the route I went. It was less traveled, but it's still very much intact. It was still packed down. It was a little more steeper in places, so it got a little precarious, but it wasn't that bad. I didn't slip at all, and so I just went down Icebox Canyon, then connected back up with Wheeler Creek Trail. I mentioned that before, where there's that sign saying, hey, this direction for Icebox Canyon, this direction for Art Nord Trailhead. So I met back up to that point, where now from that point all the way back to the end of the trail, I was just backtracking on the original track that I was. So I like the layout. It's nice and level. It's not that hard. It's not like you end up on this grandiose peak where you see this wonderful view of the whole entire the valley, but you're in the base of the canyon, basically walking around in the mountains, and it's just beautiful. The scenery, I didn't get to see a lot of wildlife. I saw a falcon. I tried to get some video of that, but it didn't really work out. But it's just absolutely beautiful out here, and I'm really liking this idea of winter hiking, not waiting until everything to thaw. And in years past, and now I mentioned that I've been doing this for 2 to 3 years, but in the past 2 seasons, I would wait desperately for the snow to thaw. So I'm waiting until April, and then there's some hiking trails that open up around April, and then May. Even in mid-May, you're still going to come across some snow here and there. Well, it depends on where you go. You can come across snow all the way up into June, sometimes July. But anyway, I'm gonna do more winter hiking, and yeah, I really like it. It was a great experience. So, all right, so there are a couple more things that I want to talk about. I forgot to mention some of the stats about the trail. Now, the tracking system that I was using, the app on my phone, totally froze up when my phone froze, and it lost all the data that I was collecting during the trail. But I've done this trail before. If I recall correctly, all in all, it's 5.6 miles. The whole entire Wheeler Creek Trail, including the loop that goes around. Let's see, it took me 2.5 hours, which really surprises me, since I took some extra time doing some video recording, and of course the snow. I believe I did this trail last time at just shy of 2 hours, so that's not bad. 2.5 hours, I'll totally take that. And there's a lot of shade, lots and lots of shade on this trail. There's plenty of water, lots and lots of water, and yeah, as far as difficulty level, I would say this is easy to moderate. Not very hard. You're not doing a lot of steep climbing. There is a gradual ascent, mind you, but it's pretty easy. It's not bad at all. A great day hike, and I highly recommend it. So Wheeler Creek / Art Nord Trail Loop, excellent trail. You got to try it out. It's great. All right, see you later.